You've probably been told something like this before. You need more friends. You should go out more. Being alone isn't healthy. But what if the opposite is sometimes true? What if having very few friends doesn't mean something is wrong with you, but that your mind works a little differently than most people? Psychology is beginning to reveal that people with smaller social circles often share a set of rare psychological traits. These traits change the way they see relationships, social dynamics, and even themselves. And if you recognize yourself in the traits we're about to explore, you may finally understand why your life feels different from the crowd. Here are 5 rare traits often found in people who naturally have few friends. Trait number 1. You have a strong internal compass. Many people build their identity around the opinions of the people around them. They ask friends what they should do, what they should believe, and even what kind of life they should pursue. But people with small social circles often operate very differently. Psychology describes this as having a strong internal locus of control. Instead of relying on external approval, you rely on your own values and judgment. You don't need constant reassurance from others to feel confident about your choices. You've likely spent enough time alone to understand yourself deeply. You know your boundaries, you know what matters to you, and you know what you refuse to compromise on. To some people, this can look like stubbornness or independence taken too far, but in reality, it's something much deeper. It's self-trust. While many people build their identity from the outside in, you built yours from the inside out. Trait number 2. You are extremely sensitive to social energy. Some people can sit in a tense room and barely notice anything is wrong. But you probably feel it immediately. You notice when someone's tone shifts. You notice when a smile doesn't match someone's emotions. You notice passive-aggressive comments or hidden tension that others miss completely. Psychologists call this sensory processing sensitivity, a trait found in a smaller portion of the population. People with this trait process emotional and social signals much more deeply than average. That means every interaction affects you more strongly. A draining conversation doesn't just disappear when it ends. It can stay in your mind for hours or even days. Because of this, you naturally become extremely selective about who you allow into your life. You would rather have a very small circle than surround yourself with people who constantly drain your mental energy. And for you, protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's necessary. Trait number 3. Solitude is where your mind works best. For many people, being alone feels uncomfortable. They quickly look for noise, conversation, or distraction. But for you, solitude feels different. It's where your mind becomes the most active. Research shows that people high in introspection and openness often prefer solitary environments because it allows deeper thinking and creativity. While others recharge through social interaction, you recharge through reflection. You may spend time reading, thinking, writing, building ideas, or exploring questions that most people rarely stop to consider. Your solitude is not empty, it's productive. It's where your thoughts grow. And in many ways, it's where you understand yourself the most. Trait number 4. You see through superficial relationships. Many social groups are built on things that don't actually create meaningful connection. Status, convenience, social image, or simply habit. Over time, you probably started noticing something about many friendships. They were performative. People maintaining connections out of obligation, gossip, comparison, or appearances rather than genuine care. Psychological research suggests that as emotional awareness increases, tolerance for superficial relationships often decreases. You begin to notice when people are networking instead of connecting. You notice when conversations feel forced, and you notice when friendships exist only on the surface. Because of this awareness, you may have quietly stepped away from many social dynamics that never felt authentic. You would rather have no connection at all than maintain a connection that feels fake. And while some people might misunderstand that choice, for you it simply means you value authenticity over popularity. Trait number 5. Life experiences changed your standards for relationships. For many people with small social circles, there was a turning point. Maybe you experienced betrayal from someone you trusted. Maybe you slowly outgrew the people around you. Or maybe life circumstances revealed who truly supported you and who disappeared when things became difficult. Psychologists often refer to this as post-traumatic growth. Difficult experiences can refine a person's values and reshape how they approach relationships. Instead of chasing connection for the sake of company, you begin to look for something much deeper: respect, trust, honesty, and emotional maturity. Your standards become clearer, and because of those standards, your circle may become smaller, but it also becomes more meaningful. Having few friends doesn't necessarily mean you are missing something. Sometimes it means you are simply unwilling to settle for relationships that lack depth or authenticity. And while the world often celebrates large social circles, real connection has never been about quantity. It has always been about quality. If you recognized yourself in several of these traits, there's a good chance your mind simply values depth over quantity when it comes to relationships. And while the world often celebrates large social circles, real connection has never been about numbers. It's about authenticity, understanding, and people who truly see you. So having fewer friends doesn't necessarily mean you're missing out. Sometimes it simply means you're waiting for the kind of connection that actually matters. If this video helped you understand yourself a little better, make sure to subscribe for more psychology insights about human behavior, personality, and the hidden patterns that shape the way we think. And if one of these traits stood out to you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear which one resonated with you the most. Thanks for watching.